like giving blessings to pets because they're very receptive. They don't have any blockages. They're not worried about their health. They're not worried about, what are they going to do next or any of those things that people are worried about. And so they're able to just receive the energy in a very, very simple way, which is, really nice for me as the person doing the blessing. It's all the divine anyway, but it makes it nicer. I want to tell you the story about my dog, Chops. Chops is a 6-pound Chihuahua. We noticed over the last 2 or 3 years that he was developing a little cough. And so we took him to the vet. That was like 2 years ago. And the vet said, oh, he's got allergies and prescribed allergy medication. But we didn't like giving him the medication because it seemed like it made him really sleepy. He couldn't run as fast. It just seemed like he wasn't thriving when he was taking allergy medication. So then we took him to another vet, and that vet said, oh, he's had so many vaccinations. And he's a 6-pound Chihuahua, so it seemed likely because in the animal world, they give the same amount of vaccinations to a big dog as they give to a little dog. And so he did get a lot of vaccinations when he was, the series that you required every year. Anyway, we gave him some homeopathic treatments for that, and nothing cured it. And he was steadily getting worse. He was starting to cough more. And then he was starting to do this wheezing kind of thing. So we took him to another vet, and the vet said, oh, he just has reverse sneezing. We had never heard of reverse sneezing, but anyway, that's what Chops had, and he said, don't worry about it. A lot of dogs get reverse sneezing. And we sort of let this go again for a little while, but Chops was not himself. He just was having a hard time. We'd take him for a walk, and he would slow way down. He couldn't it was hard for him. He was wheezing, and he could hardly do his walks every morning and afternoon. Finally, we went to a vet, and she immediately said he's got tracheal collapse. Well, tracheal collapse is an irreversible chronic disease that affects a lot of small dogs and cats. And it happens that the windpipe is like a vacuum cleaner hose, and it has C-shaped cartilage. And the vacuum cleaner hose or the windpipe sort of collapses. The C-shaped cartilages degenerate and they collapse. And by the time we had this correct diagnosis of Chops, his trachea had collapsed 40%. And he was having a hard time breathing. And that was when my husband and I decided we were going to give him Trivedi Effect blessings. And so we started. I gave him one every morning, and he gave him one every night. So Chops got 2 blessings a day. We went back to the vet after a month, and she said that at the beginning, when she first diagnosed it, she said he had like a 40% collapse. And what she noticed after a month was that there was no more degeneration, there was no more collapse. And she was like amazed. She was going, I can't believe this. This never happens, because it's an irreversible condition. So after the second month, Chops has improved a lot. We're noticing hardly any wheezing, vitality. And she said, yeah, he's got over 90% just overall vitality. And his trachea had improved. So now it was like 30%. There's still 30% collapse, but it had improved. So we were really excited, and we kept going. And by the end of the 3rd month, Chops really was enjoying his walks again. He was not wheezing. His trachea had improved all the way up. I mean, it's still a little bit of collapse, but only at 10%. And his overall health was at about a 90%. There's no degeneration. And we were just thrilled. We were just thrilled because it was like we gave the life back to our little dog. And that's the kind of thing that, you know, you can do for your pet. It's a real simple thing. I mean, it did take us 3 months, but like I said, transformation is a process. It's not an event. It doesn't happen just like that. So anyway, that's my story about Chops. And, you know, with this energy, it's an intelligent energy. It does what it needs to do. It goes right to the root cause. And so it might not be tracheal collapse that your pet has. It might be something else. But again, pets are very receptive.